Good morning. I'm Valley Anderson. Today is Monday, June 14th. Welcome to Sunrise with Dr. Surajit Khanna. Hi, Dr. Khanna. Welcome. Thank you for being with us again on this beautiful morning. We have a special guest, Josh Ellis, who is a post-incarcerated individual and a participating member of the Safe Haven Center in Hamilton, Montana. Dr. Khanna is a servant of the underserved and an advocate of his most recently launched Post-Incarceration Juvenile Justice Reformation Act initiative. It's also known as Returning Youth Initiative. This initiative assures youth that are released from incarceration have the ability to create a self-sustaining, productive life for themselves. How's your Monday going so far, Dr. Khanna?
Good morning. Good morning, Valley, and good morning, Josh, and good morning, audience. Thank you very much for joining in today. And as you know, this in Sunrise, we try to give a small highlight of either an individual or a program that the Returning Youth Initiative is doing. And I'm so fortunate to have Josh from Montana joining us here. He's actually one of the post-incarcerated individual who has participated or participating in our initiative in Hamilton. So, Josh, how do you feel about this initiative?
I definitely think it's a great idea, what you guys are doing, what you're trying to get us all involved in. There's not a whole lot of outreach and programming for ex-felons, and not just ex-felons per se, but definitely not enough programming and stuff for like very closely or very recent discharged felons. They definitely need more help because after a while you kind of learn little niches, little things that you can get involved in, little things that you can do. But there's no programs for like, besides like pre-releases that are always full or, overcapacitated. They don't have the ability to, like, let's say somebody goes to the parole board and they do have the ability to get out. Sometimes they have to wait another year or a year and a half for a bed date just to open to get into a pre-release. There's no housing. It's hard to find jobs. So any kind of thing in the community like that is definitely real huge for definitely the minority of felons.
So do you think when you got out of prison, and did you face any challenges that you would like to see that other folks, those who are coming out now because of our initiative, they should not face those challenges?
The biggest challenges are always with probation and parole. Probation and parole, they definitely they're not trained to have empathy or sympathy or anything like that for a felon. It's you make a mistake, you've done something wrong, we're gonna put you back in jail for 3 days or for 6 months or send you back to the parole board. There's definitely nothing that is like, hey, let's try to understand from the felon's point of view. They can't get a job. I've seen several inmates go back to prison for just simple things like that, not being able to find a job because not a lot of companies want to hire a felon. It's a huge risk. It can increase their insurance for their company. So some people just don't even want to give that chance. For me, the second biggest thing for when I was getting ready to get out of pre-release was housing. A lot of the housing developments, they don't want felons. And if they do accept felons, they have higher rates. You have to pay sometimes a 6-month deposit just to get into the place. So like there's no reason for somebody who goes from prison to having all these things that they have to fight against every day to make them not want to go back to where they have food, they have housing, they have simple things in life that they can get. Compared to on the streets, it's like you got to try to hustle every day and it sucks.
No, absolutely. So that's the only reason why this initiative is focused on individuals, those are coming out of jail, especially to give them an opportunity that they should get a second chance, especially
Right.
the young adults like yourself. And I know you joined this program. So do you think you could be a big, huge advocate for other post-incarcerated individuals, those who come out, to give them an opportunity that, hey, there is a hope. We all are working together. Let's work together with this initiative and let's make a change. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been, once a person becomes an inmate and does have the opportunity to get out and become an ex-felon or, an ex-con, whatever you want to call it, to have somebody be able to not just come in and like, hey, here's a handout, I got you a place, more of like, hey, like there's going to be structure, there's going to be things involved that you got to do. So that also gives you that ability to create, those job skills, people skills, how to communicate properly, things like that. You do these simple programs in prison that sometimes you're never going to use that stuff, or, it doesn't relate to everything in life. So having somebody being able to come in, especially with the benefits of having, a housing development, or, somewhere where it's easy to find housing, that it's not going to shoot your rent price way up, things like that, or places that actually will hire felons. If you have groups of people doing that, it would be huge. I think that the reincarceration rate would probably drop pretty drastically.
Absolutely. No, thank you very much, Josh. Before we end up the show, would you like to tell the audience, those who are listening, what message should they take from this particular initiative and this program?
It's something that I learned the most from talking with people in prison is there's a lot of pride in inmates. A lot of inmates have the mentality of, I don't want to ask for help, or I don't need help. The thing is sometimes, even though we don't want the help, if it's there, just take a chance. It could change your life. It can get you out of that revolving cycle of in and out, going and seeing the PO, going back to jail because I made a poor choice or something dumb. Like people out there, they do care. And it's hard to come across people who do care, especially when you have that jacket of being a felon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Valid, what would you like to say to the audience about our program? How it is different than what Josh said about handout? Do we give handouts, or can you tell the audience exactly what this initiative and the Safe Haven does for them?
So yeah, the Safe Haven definitely does not do any handouts. Everything needs to be held responsible by the participants. So if we're paying for your rent, then we will be reimbursed at a later date once you become established within a job, whether it's through our initiative or a side job that we help you get. It'll be paid back. So definitely no handouts within the Safe Haven or the Home of Hope that we are soon to be established.
No, thank you very much. That's a good, my dear audience. Please make sure that this is an opportunity for you to restore your lives and return your dreams, because you need to be accountable and responsible, just like how we have today Josh, who is responsible individual, who has a family, is raising his kids, he is he has joined this program so that he can have a better job, better life skills, better job skills, so that he can be a good citizen of this Hamilton, Montana place. So yes, thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Valley.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khanna and Josh, for joining us here today on Sunrise. My dear audience, if you wish to know more about this initiative, please visit our website, returningyouth.com. As you all know, we bring Sunrise to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, shortly after 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube at Returning Youth or Khanna for Youth. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on Wednesday. God bless.